How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Now, Toulouse haven't exactly had the easiest of starts in the top 14. They've really been struggling, and honestly, after last week, the big win over Castres, I thought the worst was behind them. They're finally going to be able to get a good string of runs, together and come through with a huge performance. But Bayonne had a completely different idea to that. So I want to try and break this game down. Please like, subscribe. It really does help the channel grow, and let's get into it. So, Bayonne have only gone through and come away with a huge win against Toulouse, beating them 40-26. We can't even make the excuse that Toulouse were playing or a B or a C or a D side team. The team that they had was phenomenal. They had a very strong squad. They had the top 14 player of the year for last year, Jack Willis, as well. And the guy, he was phenomenal. And honestly, looking at Toulouse's performance, individually, they were brilliant. They were really, really good. But when it came down to it being a team, Bayonne had that far better. And they managed to put through a really, really good performance up against Toulouse. Toulouse just could not capitalize on those moments. They were just unable to make the most out of those, those split-second decisions. Things just were not flowing with them, is the best thing I could potentially say. They just were not flowing. When they actually managed to get into the 22, they were wasteful. There were unnecessary, there was unnecessary penalties. There was a whole bunch of unnecessary mistakes that were made. And yes, we do have to take in consideration that Bayonne played very, very well. And they managed to keep with the points. Bayonne really started off strong. Toulouse managed to keep up with everything, and ultimately actually ended up getting into the lead. But through Romain and Tamac, they managed with penalties. They managed to keep themselves in. They managed to keep themselves in the game, at least until I'd probably say early second half. Because I believe it was 10 minutes into the second half, Jermaine ended up getting himself a try, which ultimately wasn't converted. That could have hit them well. That could have hit them very, very hard. But then Colombe came through with he managed to bundle over on the 60th minute, right? He managed to bundle over on the 60th minute, but things really went south from there. Even though Ramos ended up converting that try, things really, really went south, because then Capilla came through with a try in the 69th minute. Tiberghien ended up coming through with a try a couple minutes after that, 73rd minute. And then Tom Spring came through with another big try on the 79th minute, just to kind of cap off the game and, really confirm that win. Just like, okay, there's nothing you can do about it. So they did manage to get. They were in the game for a vast majority of the game, and there was a lot of back and forth. But the power, the speed of Bayonne were superior to Toulouse. Now, individually, Toulouse had probably the better players, and individually they had the better performances. But like I say, as a team, Bayonne played better. I always love watching Manu Tuilagi play. The guy, honestly, it feels like he has been around for like 300 years. Whenever I was surprised. I'm like, is this guy still playing? And he's still playing really, really well. Even at 34, 35 years old, that guy was phenomenal. Like, he really, really, really was good. But, talking about a phenomenal player, Jack Willis, just how good is this guy? What a loss. What a loss for England. 17 completed tackles, 2 turnovers, 1. The guy, he was an absolute nuisance. He was, some of the tackles that he was made was just bone crunching. And he's just absolutely, what a find. What a find for Toulouse. Like, this guy is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But honestly, the way Segons ended up, the way he had Bayonne playing, it was beautiful. At times it felt like it was effortless. The quick passes, the finding those little gaps. It's just like, oh my God, this guy is so good. He is so underrated. Like, this guy, he really is immense. And the more I watch of Spring, the more I'm actually really starting to enjoy watching this guy play. Like, I didn't really know about him when France went to New Zealand, and he played pretty well. And I was like, okay. And yeah, he's really good. Like, he is really good. But yeah, Segon played well. Spring played well. Rob Leota played well. I mean, he himself had something like 13 carries. I mean, Jared Segon's 12 kicks. And then even someone like Tom Spring, going back to Tom Spring, he himself had something like between 53 and 55 carries. Meters carried. So, I mean, like, this guy, he's phenomenal. Bayonne are so scary. So scary. And after that, after this huge win, Bayonne are now sitting first. It is still very early. The top 14 is a very long year. And yes, there are going to be the ups and downs. But out of 5 games, Toulouse have already lost 2. So, not exactly the best start for them. And yes, they are missing Antoine Dupont. They are missing Pierre-Thomas Vaca. But, I mean, you look at the players that they do have on hand. And even Grau. Grau, he played pretty well. You know, he himself individually, he actually played pretty well. So, I don't... Again, it can't exactly be used as an excuse. It's difficult. It's going to be a long year, but Toulouse had better pull up their socks, because they've got ridiculous depth. They've got ridiculous players. You know, they cannot be crumbling like this. And Bayonne were just finding those gaps. At points, they just felt like they were far too strong, far too quick. You know, they've just played better as a team. So, yeah, I'd love to hear what your thoughts are in relation to this, because the champions are stuttering a little bit. They are stuttering. And next, they have Bordeaux. Yeah, Bordeaux. Now, even though, yes, same thing, Bordeaux, they've been pretty much the same. Was it 3 wins, 2 losses? So, not much difference there. But I don't know, it's just something about the way Bordeaux have been playing. They're scary. They really are scary. And when you have someone like Biel Biarré in the form that he's in, top try scorer in Bordeaux's history, and he's going to be taking that into Toulouse with that hype. Yeah, Toulouse had better be prepared for him. They better be prepared for Damien Penaud, because these guys are going to cause so much havoc. And if Toulouse are not ready, it's going to be a very long night. So I cannot wait for this game. I really cannot wait for this game, because someone's going to come away with a win. There's no way this is there's no way this is going to be a draw. There is going to be a win, and I cannot decide who is going to come through. So I wasn't expecting expecting Bayonne to be top of the table, 4 or 5 games in. But yeah, it's looking interesting. It's looking very interesting. It's going to be a very interesting year for Bayonne, because they've recruited well. They have really recruited well, and yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how well they do. So drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye.